Hey everybody, welcome back. Tim again with AMZ Fusion. Today we're going to talk about safety first. You guys are probably like, what in the heck is he talking about? Well, if you start to have employees, and even if you don't have employees, it's just you and your spouse or whoever working at the house, safety actually really is important. So we're going to talk about a couple of different ways about safety and why you actually should pay attention to it, and it's worth a little bit of time and effort to not, have issues. So this video comes after yesterday where I don't know if you can see it, my middle finger there, couple of stitches. I'm an idiot, and I went to grab a box off a package scale that we have, stainless steel package scale, and somehow I wrapped my finger underneath it, and when I went to pick it up, I cut the heck out of my finger. Ended up in the emergency room because it wouldn't stop bleeding. $500 later, all the money that was going to be in that profit is gone. So, A, it sucks to have stitches, and B, waste your time going to the ER, but it could have been prevented if I would have just been paying more attention and probably prevented the problem to begin with. So, safety actually is important, and you should pay attention. So if you guys are getting into a warehouse, as soon as you get employees, you should probably look into workers' comp insurance. Not very expensive, but just in case, if I was an employee, I could have, been taking time off, gone to the ER, and if I didn't have workers' comp, then my company would be paying the employees' bill. So be smart, and again, let's talk about safety, things to watch out for, so you can prevent issues. And then, of course, like I said, if you have employees, you should definitely look into some type of workers' compensation plan. So safety. So, guys, we use razor blades all day, every day. Every box is getting open. We're packaging stuff. We're cutting things, whatnot. The razor blade is very important. So one, I know this is going to sound crazy if you don't know much about knives, but having a sharp knife is actually really important. So you should, quote unquote, encourage your employees to change out the razor blades. When they start getting gummed up and taped up and sticky and not cutting well, you should really encourage them to flip the razor blade over, swap it out, whatever they need to do, because accidents are likely to happen when those blades get dull. You're trying to cut something open, you're putting a lot of effort, you're pulling harder than you should be, and then when that slips, there's a greater chance for error. Versus if you have a very, very sharp razor blade, tape cuts super easy, you're not fighting it, anything like that. So a sharp blade is actually really important, and razor blades are so cheap, guys, at Home Depot, that you should just be replacing them regularly, and you got two sides to most of them. If you've ever worked in a grocery store, like when I was younger, they actually stereotypically have the employees have some type of safety type razor that's spring loaded. We found some cheap ones on Temu. I'll post the picture here. I actually kind of like them. You have to use your thumb to push the blade out, so you cut, and then as soon as you let your thumb off, the blade retracts. It's good. At first we were using all these nice little Milwaukee flip ones, and you just leave your razor blade laying out all the time. Not the safest thing in the world. You could drop your razor blade, it lands on your foot, whatever it is, you brush your hand across the desk, you cut your hand on the razor blade. Not smart. These little retractable ones are super cheap, and I actually really like it. It works really well. Something you should look into for razor blades. So another thing to watch out for is lift equipment and like mobility stuff. I think it's really important to spend a little bit of money on proper equipment for this. So a good pallet jack that works well. If you need a dolly, make sure you have a dolly. You want carts or something to elevate the products at the correct height, that you're working at the right height. The last thing you want to do is be bending over, picking up heavy products all the time. And so if you can bring those products to the right height, it'll be very helpful and help prevent back injuries. I know a lot of stuff that we lift here is under like 10 pounds. Stereotypically, a case of product is 10 pounds or less. It's not very heavy. So it's not too big of a deal, but when we do have like a large bulk amount of stuff, we actually bought a pallet jack that's a high lift pallet jack, and it actually comes up to about, 36 or 40 inches tall. And so we will actually lift these pallets of products up and at the right height, so the employees aren't having to bend down every single case when they're heavier products. It can also be used in the reverse, so maybe you have those heavy products sitting on your desk or a cart or whatever, you need to put them on a pallet. You can slide them over to the pallet, lower the pallet, stack the next layer, and lower it some more. We used it a lot when we first got it because we were doing some heavier products, and it worked out really well. Now that we're not doing quite so many heavy products, we don't use it near as much. Pallets, when they get up to 1,500 pounds, or sometimes you're going to get a pallet in from a vendor that's really heavy, a manual pallet jack works great. But if you have the ability and you have the cash to get a power pallet jack, again, it's just one of those things. When you're trying to start and pull a 1,500 or 2,000 pound pallet, there's a chance for injury. And so that power pallet jack, guys, you just flip the little lever and it starts driving. So once you start getting into a warehouse and you start moving pallets quite often, a power pallet jack might not be a bad idea. Also, we use a pallet wrapper, so putting pallets up on the wrapper, again, you don't want your employees to get hurt. So having the right equipment is the key. Again, razor blades is definitely a safety issue. Stupid stuff like me, that packaging scale has a sharp edge underneath on the little platform, the weight platform. So we've ordered, after this stupid finger thing, we've ordered some edge protectors. So, putting some edge protectors on there to prevent this in the future. Most of your quality tables that you're going to buy, whether they're stainless steel, these U-line tables, they have folded edges, so it's not something you need to worry about. But you should just take a moment, walk around, look at all this stuff. Is there anything that we could do better? Is there anything that we could make it so we don't have to lift as much? Is there anything that we could do to prevent people getting cut, anything like that? And so, like I said, guys, safety actually is an important thing. I don't think it's something that anybody really pays attention to, especially as a new business owner, or if you're new in a warehouse. Until you get your first injury, most people aren't paying too much attention to it. So spend a few minutes, guys, look over your place, look over your setup. Is there anything you can do just to be safer or better? And like I said, even if it's if you're prepping at home, if you can avoid a back injury, let's do that. So hopefully that was helpful, guys. Kind of random and something that, like I said, nobody ever thinks about till it's too late. But be prepared, be smart, prevent these injuries from happening, and you'll be a lot happier later on. So hopefully that was helpful, guys. Like and subscribe. Put down in the comments below if you've had some injuries doing prep work or had employees get injured. Let's hear about your mistakes so we can help other people prevent them in the future. All right, guys. Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.